Hello everybody, Chuck Holler. It's December 14th, 2013. Sitting here in the Midwest in a winter wonderland. Woke up this morning with over 7 inches of snow. But it's only 32 degrees out, so that's the upside. Well, today, I've been wanting to put a Comet out for well over a week now, but every day so much more information comes in that I wanted to get it all at once, and I can see now that's not going to happen. So, we're just going to call this recaps, disclaimers, and more facts. Disclaimer is, I'm not saying that Comet ISON is the Wormwood of the Bible, but I am going to present a lot of new facts and old facts today that show it sure looks like it. Now, first of all, there are 6,700 languages on this planet. 2,000 of those are spoken by less than 1,000 people, so let's just say 4,500. It seems that God chose the two languages that He used to write the scriptures with, Hebrew and Greek, to show us this translation. ISON should have been named after the discoverer, or at least the date, because that's how all comets are named. But instead, it was named after the telescope, International Scientific Optical Network, ISON. Reason is that one of the discoverers' name is Artyom, A-R-T-Y-O-M, and in the original Greek, ancient Greek, that is called Artemisia, which you can punch into any Wikipedia, and it's Wormwood. Now, if you take ISON itself and you translate it into the Hebrew, it comes out into 5 different words. It's disaster, calamity, catastrophe, accident. Wait, let's talk about calamity. It's one of the 5. If you go to the Strongs and you go to Revelation, you'll see calamity is an interpretation for wormwood. So this is Comet Wormwood in the Hebrew and the Greek. No matter how you slice it up, that's its name. Wormwood is a great star burning like a lamp that hits the earth, and it ruins a third of the waters. It makes them bitter. Of course, wormwood means bitter waters. You wonder, now it talks about rivers and creeks and streams. A single object's not going to do that. So if you go to nasa.gov and you look at an April 19th press release from them, they talk about the debris field. All debris fields, by the way, come from comets. We're going through the Gemini one right now, which spectacularly is doing over 200 meteors an hour. Just it's beautiful if you like to look at that kind of a thing. But ISON is, according to this article, and a link on it will take you to a quick 3-minute YouTube video called ISON Meteor by NASA Science. Now, they're saying that this thing is pumping out, on its way to the sun, 112,000 pounds of dust per minute. Now, the thing about this is they're only 3 to 4 microns wide. So when we go through the debris field, what they're saying, and this is what they knew at that time, it's not going to be large enough to come through our atmosphere. It's going to settle in the upper atmosphere. And then, over the course of maybe months, maybe even a year, slowly float down to the earth without burning up. In other words, it actually says it's going to dust our planet. Well, what's in this dust? We've had a lot of reports about a lot of poison being in this. Now, you've got 4 letters. When you translate ISON into Hebrew, there are 4 Hebrew letters. And I'm going to look at this so I don't mess it up here. It's the Resh, the Dalet, the Vav, and the Hey. The Resh means poison or bitter. That's the literal interpretation. See, the thing about the Hebrew language, there are 22 letters, and each letter is also a number, kind of like the Roman numerals. You've got the X and the V and the I and the D and the C, except with the Hebrew language, every letter comes out to a number. It's 1 through 10, and then it goes 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 90, 100, 200, 300, 400, and that's how they did their numbering system. Now, also, sorry about that little interruption. Also, there's a third part of this language, and it's a pictorial part, that each of the letters is like a little picture, whether it looks like a little house or a person maybe praising the Lord with two hands in the air. Just depends on which letter it is. So I just wanted to give you a little quick background. So we've got the resh, that means poison or bitter. Second letter is the dalet. Now this means drawing water, like you would draw something towards you, not draw a picture. It means to draw. The third letter is the vav. This is a hook or a peg. For instance, it was the hooks that hung the veil up that was rent when Jesus died. It was the hooks or pegs that held up the curtains for the tabernacle for Moses. And it was also the hooks that held Jesus to the cross. The last one is the hay. Now the hay is like behold, or at last. Now all the Hebrew language reads from right to left, and that's because it comes from Jerusalem. You know, all languages read from the east from right to left, and then once you get to Jerusalem, they read from left to right. Everything points towards Jerusalem, oddly enough again. So if you read this the way it's read in the Hebrew, it would read, behold, a hook to draw poison or bitterness. Once again, it looks like it is Comet Wormwood. Now I'm going to give a quick pictorial today. Hope you can see this. It's going to talk about the debris field that we're going through. Now, I'm not a very good drawer, and this actually draw a picture. But if you look here, this is like looking over the sun. And you can see Comet ISON on its way towards the sun. You see how we're rotating around the sun? We're on our way towards that debris field. That's what's left on its way toward the sun. Now, unfortunately, you can see where when the comet went around the sun, it's coming back towards us, and it's going to come directly, it's aimed right at our planet. It's supposed to be right at 40 million miles above the planet by the time we get there. Now, they're saying that because it disintegrated, the debris field on the way from the sun is spreading out at about 5 million miles per day at the beginning. It slowed down a little bit, but it is well over 50 million miles wide. And it looks like that debris field we're going to hit before we hit the one with the massive amounts of dust. Now, when that article was written, it was talking about dust. We've just come to find out, even today as I speak, if you go to a website on YouTube, BP Earthwatch, I've looked at some of his stuff recently, and within hours, just a couple hours of him posting one of his videos, he uses all the cameras and he has all the software to really break this stuff down. He's getting well over 50,000 hits just within a couple hours, so people are paying attention to him. But he's got some pictures showing that just in the last day or two, very large rocks are hitting the sun, causing huge explosions. Now, these are from the supposed just a dusty dust tail, because these are the ones that are headed towards the sun. And now that it's broke apart and headed back towards us, let me show another picture I have here. This is a side view. And I'm not a very good drawer here, but you can see now right here would be the comet as it's spreading apart. When it gets to the Earth, it looks like we could be hit with some stuff, folks. Now, that's going to happen on December 25th. Originally, that was just a date where Comet ISON would be at its closest, but 40 million miles away. Now that the debris field is spreading so fast, it looks like we could get hit with some pretty nasty stuff. Is this the first 3 trumpets of Revelation 8? I don't know, folks. You know, I'm only presenting the facts. But if I was you, I would take a look and see. I want to give you a couple websites today. I think you'll enjoy them. One is the American Meteor Society. It was formed in 1911, and it's just a hub to collect sightings of meteors. And right now they're very active because, like I said, 200 sightings per hour. Well, no, 200 per hour. I don't know how many sightings, but we're getting 25 to 40 reported sightings with multiple people. So that's amsmeteors.org. You should bookmark that one. Another one is SLOOH, SLOOH.com. This is another place where amateur astronomers from all over the world, when they catch something with their, they send it in with their telescopes. So it's a real, it's a good site. You don't have to worry about somebody erasing pictures or manipulating the information. This is just a place. It's one of the universities that set this up, and a lot of good footage coming in there. NASA, I know a lot of people, they mistrust NASA, but they did set up a website like SLOOH where there are over 20 different colleges and universities streaming their stuff in, and it's called, well, it's fireballs.ndc.nasa.gov. fireballs.ndc.nasa.gov. Once again, my buddy Steve at Rapture Bible Tribulation Prophecy.org or .com. Lots of stuff on Comet ISON over there, folks. Make sure you look that website up. Rapture Tribulation Bible Forum. So, okay. Anything else here today? I'm trying to look over my notes here. I wanted to get into the blood red moons. Mark Biltz was on Prophecy, J.R. Church's place this week, and he had some really good information. I've got 2.5 minutes left. Just how rare it was. I didn't realize out of the 7 blood red moon tetrads we had that 2 of those were at 30 AD when Jesus was crucified, and 70 AD when the temple was torn down. Now, not only are these very rare, but have you ever seen watching TV and you see a shot of the moon and it's just gigantic? Those are called supermoons, because once in a while the orbit is so close that it's about 20% bigger. And it just so happens that one of the blood red moons, the last one on Tabernacles, is going to be also a supermoon, and it's going to be seen from Jerusalem. These are 5 or 6 events combined all together. The odds are just phenomenal for that happening. So once again, these are signs that are given according to Genesis 1:14. He put the lights in the sky. Several other places in Luke and Matthew. The sun, the moon, the stars. These are for signs, folks. The signs are everywhere. Keep looking up. Jesus is coming soon. Make sure, you know, I heard a remark from somebody said, well, we don't want to know about these comets because even if we were right with the Lord, we wouldn't want to know. And I thought, what a strange comment, even if we were right. You know, if you were right, you'd be excited about it. Any Christian I know who's a watchman, who's looking, nobody's afraid of this. Everybody's looking up because our redemption draweth nigh, our salvation draweth nigh. We're excited about what's about to happen, folks, because we know we're protected, and we know what's going to happen anyway. So get on the right side. Talk to the Lord. Ask Him into your heart. Ask Him to forgive you your sins. Even if He tarries for 100 years and this isn't the time, folks, you could die of a heart attack tomorrow. And it's great to walk with the Lord. He's a great Father. And we've talked about the love of a father for a child. He so much more knows how to take care of us than we do. All right, well, God bless. Keep looking up.